day. To this day.
It wasn't the way they raised me. Open up towns like Phase 3. Red in that all red paisley. Shit going brazy. Dropping dancing, patches of Swayze. Drummers like Sway Lee. Whips up the baby. Head of the babies and trunk of Mercedes. Tell me who started the wave. This is the science of what you a slave. Just hell in your grave. Open the seasons. Open the Caesars. Quarter the gallon of water we selling. Spitting our seeds. The water the melons. Water the felons. Going to sleep. Making the money, we order the selling. Order the culture, more than the melons. Play fair. TK for the throne like Wayfair. Hyperdimensional warfare. My cycle was sent to the forebearers. Foursquare and then Fortnite. Cut of the grass, my lost vipers. Lost on Rikers. Striking the Uzi and lining like more diapers. More ciphers. The boss and the fight for. The start of the fiscal. The dark of the crystals. Bullet with amethyst. Dark of the pistols. The start of the shit show. Sweeter than licorice. Speaking on niggerish. Read some nigga-ish. Ride of the Valkyries, ride of the alchemy, rise of the alpha, omega, the alpha me, wing of the Horus, rise of the Valkyrie, glide off the balcony, rise of the Valkyrie. I do a hot box in the car with a cops watch. I pop glocks, take a shot like it's hot scotch, make a pop with a hot stop. He gon' pop lock, he gon' wriggle and rock bop, he gon' hippity hop hop. This is God hop when I circle the dot, turn the shirt to a crop top or a tank top, like the top of a tank cot. I'ma aim it and bank shot, take the same clock that they shot when they slave pop. I'ma shoot at a space swap. Face stop, put your leg in a leg lock, make it break like an egg drop. When the rain drops, I be dodging the raindrops. In the winter, I stay hot. I am a bad man. I do a cash tax scan. You throw a punch, I'm gonna duck. You see a black backhand, I let a gag clap. Hard as a fat shack slam. If a nigga owe me money, I pull up on him in a matte black van. Wings of an Igorish, sweeter than licorice. Speaking on niggerish, read some nigga-ish. Ride of the Valkyries, ride of the alchemy, rise of the alpha, omega, the alpha, wing of the Horus, rise of the Valkyrie, glide off the balcony, rise of the Valkyries. Yeah, freestyling. Whoop, whoop. We could do a whole show just off that beat right there. Fuck around. All right, y'all. Welcome to Know the Ledge Radio. You are now rocking with the best.
To this day. To this day.
This is Third Eye Thursdays. This is your host, Brother Red Pill, in the building. Before we begin the show, I just want to pay the bills and give you an update to an upcoming event. The Evolution will be digitized, Atlanta, Georgia. All right. May 20. The date is tentative. The date is tentative. We may have to push it to June because of some scheduling, some conflicts in the schedule and whatnot. But we are going to be coming to Atlanta, ATL. Shout out to all of my KTLians, KTL and the ATL. You already know what it is. All right. DApps and DAOs. We're going to be discussing non-fungible tokens. We're going to be doing workshops, demonstrations. It's going to be a full event, 2-day event. Look forward in the next month. We will be promoting it and pushing it. You're going to see us unroll it, and you're going to see all of the guests that we'll have at this webinar, at this workshop, okay, because it's going to be live and direct. We will be broadcasting for the people who live in Boise, Idaho, who can't make it to Atlanta. No worries and whatnot. We'll be streaming, but this is live. This is for the people who don't want to wear face diapers. This is for the people who want to press flesh upon flesh and hug each other and be in a building with other people, not scared to be around other people. We have to come outside. It's summertime. Niggas are not going to be in a house. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that's what's coming up. The Evolution will be digitized, and we will update you on the new date. So just look out for that. Okay. With that being said, let's do the roll call. Let's find out where the family is tapping in from. That's very important. You know what I mean? That's my way of collecting data. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah. Yeah, and before we begin, Shock G, the motherfucking legend. You know what I'm talking about? This makes no sense.
57 years old. Very instrumental in my childhood. You know what I mean? He got me off the couch. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get me outside. What up, Sandra? He didn't get me outside. He just got me off the couch and whatnot. And I was ready to go outside after listening to Digital Underground. Been all around the world, the same song. You know what I mean? He brought us Tupac. But we'll talk about that as we get into the show. Uh if y'all from Shock G's hood, give me a shout out. Put some fire emojis out there. You know what I'm talking about? If YouTube wasn't such if they wasn't so fragile and whatnot, if white fragility didn't run YouTube, I would try to sneak in a song or two. But it's so many rappers making transition. I got like 5 videos already flagged. I don't want to lose my channel. All right. Santa Rosa, California. Salute. All right. North Kakalaki, North Carolina, Chicago, Harrisburg. I see you. All right. Yeah, man. West Palm Beach. You know what I'm talking about? Rocky Mount. Okay. Flower Mound, Texas. I never heard of Flower Mound. Yo, shout out to my Texas family. I put a post up today. I'm really edging towards making my next move with my family to Texas. You know what I'm talking about? Texas is becoming to look very attractive to me. It's calling my name, I think. You know what I mean? Like I need to go to a state where I could carry a blicky, have the AK in the trunk, you know what I'm talking about? Just in case, you know. Um I need to go to a state where I'm not forced to wear a face diaper in Home Depot. I need to go to a state where the government structure is not kowtowing to the weird ass liberals. You know what I mean? And they got RuPaul reading to my 2-year-old. Yeah, I need to go somewhere where I could be around the good old boys. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, I want to. I put on my shit kickers and go cow tipping with some Texans and whatnot. I'm thinking about that. Yeah. Denver, Colorado, smoke something. West Side Vegas, KCMO, I see you. You know what I'm talking about? West Side Vegas, I see you. Baltimore, all right. Inglewood, Jersey, Mamahead, that shit like Baphomet, Illinois. Talk black to me. Harlem in the building. Salute to Harlem. I see you. Japan, I give you a bow. Bow. Salute to Japan. Delaware. Okay, look. Y'all repping Shock G. You know what I mean? Well, he was from the town, right? Town business. He was from the town. Dallas, what's happening? So talk to me. Is it Dallas? Is it Austin? Is it Houston? Or is it San Antonio? Where's the best place to go? You know, I want to be around people. My daughter's in Houston. I go to Houston a lot. I like Houston. You know, it's cool. The thing about Texas is it's mad flat. You know what I mean? It's flatter than white girls at a twerk contest. It's real flat. Nassau, no ass at all. It's real flat. You know what I mean? I come from a big city of hills and mountains. You know, the Bronx is a mountain. I was born on a mountain. You know, I was born in the Bronx. The Bronx is literally a mountain, and Manhattan is an island. Look at this. You a legend, Smokelahoma. I never heard that. Smokelahoma. That's fire. The Smokahontas live out there. Indiana. Salute to Indiana, DC. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Delaware. Oh, yeah. I got the bombs. Dallas is no, let's just edge Dallas out. No offense to Dallas. I'm not fucking with Dallas. Okay. Yeah, them niggas think they cowboys out there for real, for real. We're gonna I'm cool on Dallas. Galveston, the niggas in Galveston didn't know that they was free from slavery for 2 years. So I'm cool on Galveston. No cap. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to play the brothers out there. Shout out to Galveston because I like your beaches and whatnot. But I went to what's the name of the shit in Galveston with the roller coasters and it's right there. What's the name of that thing in Galveston? I went to Galveston. I thought I was out there with Duck Dynasty. I thought they was filming an episode of Duck Dynasty. You know what I'm talking about? Not for me. You know, I was getting triggered and whatnot. We was at a restaurant where they was serving alligator and niggas was eating crawfish. And then I was looking around at the white folk and I was like, these niggas look like they come right out of Duck Dynasty. Like I'm getting triggered. You know what I'm talking about? I had my paraphernalia on. You know what I mean? I was dripping. You know what I'm saying? I had full copper, everything. I was, you know what I'm saying? I looked like I was coming from a lecture. And I just was feeling real uneasy around Duck Dynasty. So I don't think I'll be doing Galveston. Now it's not Pleasure Pier. Oh, Kima Boardwalk. There you go. Yeah, I was at Kima. You know what I'm saying? These niggas was proudly eating crawfish and alligators. I was like, maybe not that part of Texas. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I need to be, you know what I mean? I need a mixture of our own. I need to see, you know, Meg the Stallion and the Beyoncés of the world. I need to be around Matthew Knowles and them niggas. Where they at? Where's Prince? Where's Jay Prince at? Where's the fucking mob? You know what I mean? What do they call that? Mob ties. Where these niggas at? Houston? Houston? Yeah, that's the thing. Galveston, right? Is that close to like, is that, I mean, because there's a connection with Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Texas. Y'all like kissing cousins and whatnot. Niggas is real close to each other. Shout out to all of the Creole sisters out there from Louisiana. Hot sauce in your bag, you know what I mean? Stab a nigga in his sleep type of shorties. I see you. You know what I'm talking about? I see you, sisters. Whistling Dixie. That's right. I heard that San Antonio is beautiful. I know. Say they said Dallas got the Erica Badu's though. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That is a fact. We have to weigh that one out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bad dudes running around. Uh, Galveston is an island. Oh, Manhattan is one too. You know what I'm saying? Manhattan is one too. You know, and Bun B is from Port Arthur. Yes, I already. Yeah, shout out to Resting. Yeah, Rising Power to Pimp C, Chad Butler, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Bun B, but I rocked with Chad. That was my guy. Um, I don't want to be nowhere that's flat because they have hurricanes and shit, and niggas be flooded and whatnot. I'm trying to avoid the flood. Corpus Christi, Corpus Christi is Mexico. I went there with Pitbull back in the days when we was on tour. Corpus Christi is Mexico. I don't know if I want to do Mexico right now. I've been watching Narcos. I'm kind of shook. I don't want to run into the cartel. San Antonio is the home of the taco. I'm just saying the whole Texas is Mexico. Let's just keep it clear. I was at the border, said what was it? Texarkana? Texarkana? What's that shit? I was like, what the fuck is going on here? They was like, oh, I'll tell you, Oklahoma's right there, and Texas is right here, and Arkansas is right over by yonder. I'm like, damn. You just might as well call it whatever. What the fuck? Yeah, Texarkana. What the fuck? Yeah, Texarkana. Like, what? What are you talking about? That shit confused me. I didn't know this. I learned something that day. I was like, I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't. There's no rappers coming out of Texarkana. You know what I mean? To familiarize us with areas like that. I didn't know it. Niggas don't give that a shout out. Paul Wall never gave Texarkana a shout out. Mike Jones wasn't rapping about his shorty from Texarkana. You know what I'm talking about? These niggas are not even creative. I would have threw that just in there to make a bar. I would have just threw that in there to make a bar. Yes, I am moving. I am moving. I had promised the wifey for the winter time I would just chill in a nest. You know what I mean? I was like, I was just chilling and I'm not gonna move around too much. I'm gonna keep it local and whatnot. But now it's time to move around. Oh, E40 shouted out. Okay, on Charlie Hustle album. Well, that's why I probably never heard it because I don't have E40 in the motherfucking dish chamber like that. But shout out to E40. That's the legend. Don't get it twisted. E Fizzle is like which. Let's talk about our childhood. Now that we're gonna give Shock G a shout out. E40 was instrumental in my childhood. I'm not even in New York City though. You thinking about moving out of there? Do you know what they just did with New York City? Let's go to my Instagram. New York City just legalized prostitution. New York City legalized marijuana, right? New York City basically, yeah, they said that they're not locking up the prostitutes anymore. Do you know what that means? You know what I'm talking about? The city is already, you know what I mean? Niggas is looking like fiends out there. Everybody look like they smoke something, whether it's some K2. I don't know. It just looks like everybody is on something in New York right now. So I'm like, with the situation, you know what I mean? With the face mask and COVID done chased out all of the rich people. So it's a lot of strugglers. You know what I'm talking about? They done emptied out the insane asylums, right? So niggas is walking around talking to themselves with no Bluetooth. No, they're not a part of a podcast. They don't have a Bluetooth on, but they're having full conversations. They on the train smoking. I'm talking about niggas is on the train smoking ounces of weed. Niggas got sofas on the train, treating it like their living room. 125th Street, this shit look like Night of the Living Dead. You know what I'm talking about? Wild zombies. So I'm like, so now y'all just gonna go ahead and legalize prostitution with all of that in the air? You know what I'm talking about? It was already kind of funky in the streets already. It was already air pollution. You're gonna legalize prostitution while all of these crazy niggas is running the streets. You're gonna legalize prostitution when there's a huge homeless epidemic in New York. Motherfuckers that lost their cribs and whatnot. Because remember, the housing crisis didn't hit yet. They still letting you niggas slide owing 18 months of rent. They didn't hit you niggas with that bill yet. That's about to come. The legal weed shit is coming. So niggas is smoking Zaza all in the streets. You know what I'm talking about? And it's not even Zaza, it's fucking GMO and it's K2. They're gonna take that. If they say you could smoke weed legally, do you know that these niggas will be smoking crack legally in broad day, open air crackheads in New York City? The only thing in New York City, you can't smoke in a park and you can't smoke on a beach. You could only smoke on a fucking sidewalk. Who makes these rules? You know what I'm talking about? Who makes these rules? I personally, I don't like lawlessness like that. I'm cool with a little bit of shit being a little loose and whatnot, but I'm not with all of the lawlessness and the why. Nobody who benefits off of shit like that. The degenerate lifestyle is only going to increase. We're trying to refine niggas. We're trying to help niggas stand straight up. You know what I mean? Like, we want to see people tap into their higher selves. I don't know if the policies of New York is encouraging that. Right? So it's already Gotham City. I don't know what the fuck is going to turn into this summer. I'm going to pay attention, you know what I mean? I'll let you guys know about the New York's fate. I'm hoping that it could bounce back, you know what I mean? I'm not wishing bad for the city because that is my hometown. But I'm you know, they don't deserve me right now. You know what I'm talking about? They don't deserve me. I want to move around. I want to move around, you know? So Atlanta or ATL, they just got, I don't know. Like I was enjoying myself out there. Let's not but they're not even that's it's too much. I can't. Prostitution will no longer be prosecuted in Manhattan. Manhattan will stop prosecuting prostitution and unlicensed massage. Oh shit. So you mean to tell me a victory for sex work advocates? So happy endings galore, right? No cap. And prostitution. So they could just come outside. They was already naked. So now they could just come outside. Because if prostitution is legal, then we might have situations in the summertime of public indecency. You know what I mean? And the shit is $40, right? On a Cash App. $39.99, you know what I'm talking about, for certain people. And it's like, I just pray and hope that people who are out here soliciting box will be respectful of the public. Like, don't be doing shit in the public, man. You know what I mean? Don't go there. You know, don't go there, please. We don't want to get into savagery. Yeah, rub mats. You're about to see rub mats. New York is going to be on rub maps. The map of New York will be on fire. It will be on fire. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, Deshaun Watson.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, he's
bang.
definitely gonna be rubbing his mittens like Birdman. Happy ending? So, oh, okay. Let's see what's popping. You know. So, yeah, I don't. You know, if you were a homeowner in the state of New York City who spent millions of dollars on your real estate, would you be happy about the conditions of New York right now? Would you be exuberant about news like this? Because let's be clear. There's been an exodus that has taken place in New York, but I promise you, I put money on it. There's going to be an influx of new residents. There's going to be a flood of new people coming to New York this summer. That is a fact. But it's not going to be the trust fund babies. You know what I'm talking about? It's not going to be Wall Street. It's not going to be the gentrifiers. And I'm good riddance that they're gone. You know, guess who's coming to New York? Guess who's coming to dinner? You know what I mean? The niggas who basically left New York, the hood is coming. Where the hood at? Niggas is gonna come for DMX funeral and stay. They're gonna stay. Niggas that was hiding out in the Carolinas and Virginia and all of that, they're gonna come back and stay. This is the New York that they used to love. You know what I mean? Because keep in mind, yeah, heavy immigrant pop. I mean, it's already a melting pot. That's the nice way of saying that the fucking New York is the United Nations. You know what I mean? It's already a melting pot, a cosmopolitan city. You know what I mean? That's just the politically correct way of saying it's a bunch of fucking immigrants. This shit is the East Coast border. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I really don't, because I mean, to be honest with you, from the New York that I've known, from when I was little, it's always been different nationalities. It's been a hodgepodge of different people and coming together, either getting together or bumping heads. You know, it's either one of it's never really anything in the middle. It's just those two extremes. Either people was getting together and hooking up and figuring ways to work it out, or they was bumping heads and going to war with each other. But you know, it is what it is. So that's the story coming out of New York, and y'all know about the legal marijuana, of course. And if you don't know that, they legalized marijuana in New York. Shout out to everybody that showed up for this workshop. This was fire. Me and the brother TH3RD was going ham with the information. We was throwing out a lot of information. We was throwing out a lot of alley oops. We was throwing out a lot of solutions and whatnot. So shout out to that brother, and shout out to all of the students who pulled up for class. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in our next class. Shout out to my stream chasers that's out there chasing them streams. Like, yeah, I feel you, man. I really appreciate y'all. And as you can see, you know what I'm talking about. I made this point the other day that just to see the progression, the way that we could weigh our progression, we have progressed as a stream chaser community. Why do I say that? Because think about it. A year ago this time, the streams that we had the opportunity or the choice to pick from, like our streams, the streams that were available to us, right? They were very slim to none. I used to have to dig super deep to find 7 income streams to fill out 7 days of the week. Now, right, in 2021, to keep it 100 with you, there's really 100 streams out there right now, viable streams. If you invest in altcoins, if you know about staking, if you know about the quote unquote if you know about the NFTs and how to sell digital art, right? If you know how to tap into the legal weed game, you know what I'm talking about? If you are on rub maps, my nigga, giving out massages, there's mad ways to get an income stream in your life, right? Shout out to everybody that's on a run because the feds is on your ass because you fucked up with the PPP loan. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Yeah, there's day trading. There's trading Forex. There's trading cryptos. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that people are doing. You feel me? There's a lot of things that are out there. And as from my standpoint, from my vantage point as a teacher, I'm like, shit is booming. Like shit done opened up. You know what I mean? It opened up. It really opened up, bro. It's so much opportunities out here, bro. Like, I don't really, I gotta wake up. I have to change my sleeping schedule, you know what I mean, to get up at 4 a.m. to tackle this shit. It's a lot of information. It's almost information overload taking place. It's a lot of fucking opportunities that are just all around. I be missing out on shit because there's so many things popping. You feel me? Ripple, whoo, to the moon. I'm gonna get that sound effect. I'm gonna get Ralph Cramden telling Alice to the moon. So when we have our classes and whatnot, I got a new channel that I'm building up called Know the Ledger. We got Know the Ledge Media. That's where I do Melanin Mondays and Third Eye Thursdays, and we talk our shit. You know what I mean? But Know the Ledger is gonna be strictly crypto talk. Shout out to the biggest crypto play ever. I was just in Clubhouse with the bros. So it's real busy on these networks. Blue Pill is with Rich right now. The brothers Crypto, J Crypto, Iggy, slicing them. They over there at the biggest crypto play ever in Clubhouse. And this week we were doing the audio feature that Clubhouse has. Well, now Discord has it. Right? You know, Discord, the group, the private group. So we was doing Clubhouses on Discord since yesterday, I believe. We was doing it yesterday. So shout out to those brothers. Everybody that's out here working. I mean, shit, you know what I mean? All of you niggas worthy of a salute or two. You know what I'm saying? If you out here working and you're helping the people change their situation for better, you know what I mean? Nigga, I shaded that. You know what I'm talking about? You need a Clubhouse. Don't even worry about Clubhouse invitations, Kimberly. That's an old relic right there. You know what I mean? We almost over Clubhouse. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even really be on. We almost off of that. We really are. That was a fad. The Clubhouse technology of audio, being able to speak to other brothers and sisters or other, Twitter is getting it. Discord has it. Instagram tried to implement it. It's gonna be everywhere. So I don't even know if Clubhouse is the shit anymore. You know what I'm talking about? To be honest with you, just come into the Discord group. The Discord group. Let me give you the link. Let me drop the link in the chat. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. I humbly invite you. I cordially invite you to join us on Discord. Just look, tag me. I'm Red Pillar, right? Hit me on my inbox and I will help get you onboarded into the group. but it's pretty much self-explanatory when you get in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, maybe not, because everything is not easy. I might think certain things are easy, but when you know this, but that's the reason for the biggest crypto play ever. It is to help people understand more easily, and it's to help educate the people about this new space, which is the digital metaverse. You know what I mean? Because it could be tempting. Yeah, definitely buy. Look, everything is red right now. Buy the dip all over the place, nigga. Dip set. You know what I'm talking about? Dip set. You know, it's a dip everywhere. The whole board is red, right? The whole board is red. Damn near. I think Ethereum is the only shit that's fighting back. You know, this is time to go shopping. If you made money on Safe Moon, you should have took that shit out. If you made money when Dogecoin was up last week, nigga, you should have took it out. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all sitting on your profits and whatnot, and then you lose that shit. You got to learn how to play the game. If you initially come in, this is my theory. I don't, if I come in on $1,000 on a certain coin and that shit goes to 10,000, I'm taking 9 out and I'm leaving that 1,000 to do what the fuck it needs to do. And I'm taking that 9 and I'm spreading that across the border on other altcoins. You know what I mean? So yeah. Digital underground. We are the new digital underground.
To this day. To this day.
I remember when Shock G came out and they was calling themselves Digital Underground. I was like, what does that mean, Mom? I was trying to wrap my mind around what the fuck is a digital underground? Why are they digital? You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't understand. I was a kid. I was a youth. You know what I mean? I didn't understand it, but I understand it now. And we are the digital underground. Those of us who are on the front lines utilizing the digital realm. The evolution will be digitized. We're utilizing digital tools, digital resources in the digital space to teach the people, to uplift the people, to onboard the people. That's my new favorite word. To onboard the people, to edify our master teachers so they don't just wither away. You know what I'm talking about? So they don't just wither away. You know, we keep their names alive. We keep their legacies intact. So yeah, we the new digital underground. Yeah, XRP, lit. You know what I'm talking about? The brother said, "Hey, Red, I consider myself a good drawing artist, but how challenging do you think how to create an NFT art?" I'm glad that you said that because I'm giving out an open call. Yeah, Shock G is definitely from Brooklyn. Talking about what is you saying? What is you talking about? Yeah, the same way the Tupac from New York. What is you talking about? You know what I mean? Don't hate. Let's learn to appreciate. You know, I'm not out here set tripping about where niggas is born and all that. I could care less. I could have been born in Boise, Idaho. It still don't take away from the cloth. You know what I mean? But just for the record, the OG was born in New York. Quiet town, tied down. He went out of town and he set himself up to be a legend on the west side, right? Town business. The same way that Tupac came through, right? And then he went and he repped the West Coast and the East Coast. Because to be honest with you, we don't see division. We beautiful everywhere we are. Every nigga is a star. I don't give a fuck where you from. You could be from El Segundo. You know what I'm talking about? If you got sauce, you got sauce. You know, I'm a traveler. I'm a traveling man. You know what I mean? I don't trip over. I'm not a set tripper. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not super East Coast and all that stupid shit. I don't run around with an East Coast chip on my shoulder. You know, I'm a Brooklyn nigga, but you know, I appreciate all cultures. I appreciate all dialects. I appreciate everyone's hood. You know what I mean? I appreciate the way that people carry themselves in those different hoods. I appreciate their music and their sound, even their food. I'm an explorer. You know what I'm talking about? So salute to everybody. But yeah, that nigga's from New York. And if they both rep the West, they're entitled to, because I went to the West and I was ready to rep the West. I had some good smoke in the West, and I ran into a shorty. This was like 2003. I was like, I could live out here. You know what I'm talking about? They had a lot of what I like out there. I was in California. I was in LA. You know what I'm talking about? I understood the appeal. I understood the appeal, but what about the verdict? I think I did a show about the verdict. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. I haven't ever gone to. Yeah, look. I was at a go-go show in DC, Rare Essence, in a motherfucking train station, Union Station, bro. Did you ever seen something like that? I think it was Howard Homecoming. They was in a train station. It was crazy. It was crazy. I didn't understand what the fuck I was hearing. I remember going to Virginia to Hampton's Homecoming when Biggie was performing. This was in 93, right? I went down there with a local drug dealer named Panna. He had the Land Cruiser. I thought I was a drug dealer. You know what I mean? I was with the big fish. I was with the big homie, he was a Willie. You know what I'm talking about? He was like a fucking whale. And I heard it's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. There's some holes in this house. There's
To this
some
day.
holes in this house. And
To
if
this
you see
day.
'em, point them out. If you see them, point them out. There's some holes. I'm a Brooklyn nigga. I don't know. I never heard this shit. I was like, what the fuck? I had culture shock. You know what I'm talking about? I had culture shock. It was like this. I want to go to college. That shit made me want to go to college, bro. I had culture shock. You know what I mean? Like, it was all kind of thicker than Snickers. And you know what I mean? The shorties was looking all scrumptious. It's like, damn, what's going on out here? You know what I mean? I'm used to being on a block, you know? So go-go. They was playing go-go as well. I said all of that to say that I was getting put onto the go-go scene. And I was at Howard Homecoming. I went to the Howard Homecoming. Then I got put on to the go-go shit a little bit even more. Remember that McDonald's where everybody used to be at? In right there in Howard. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's on U Street. Yeah, Chicago house music. Yeah, I'm not a house dancer. Wait. What y'all talking about with the Chicago? Oh, that song? There's some holes. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that was go-go. I'm saying that was a set that they were playing. They started out with "There's some holes in this house. If you see them, point them out. It's some holes." And it's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. I'm standing there. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I'm not finna start dancing. I'm just doing the two-step. You know what I mean? I got my drink in my hand. I'm drinking my two-step, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, and they start twerking. This was 93. Shorties was twerking. I was like, this is interesting. It reminds me of the Jamaicans with the dance hall, but it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because while they're twerking, niggas is not on top of their. You know what I mean? Because where we come from in Flatbush, when you know what I mean, the minute Shorty start twerking, niggas is on her back. We like the Dagger Crew. You know what I'm saying? The shit like pasa pasa. Niggas is jumping off of speakers. But down south, when they start to twerking, you know what I mean? Dudes are not getting no, they're not getting no dubs, they're not getting no wines. They fall back and they let them twerk. I didn't understand that. I was like, attack, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, attack the ball. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm talking about? But they just what they was just twerking, and then I was like, okay. Yes, the McDonald's 1 block from Sankofa bookstore. You are exactly right. That McDonald's was super lit during DC homecoming. Anybody know during Howard homecoming? Anybody that's Howard alumni? You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The percolator had ninjas doing splits and sits and right. The Dutty wine. Right. That's what I was on that time. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to slide up behind something, you know what I mean? And get to whining, I'm from my people from St. Croix, so I can activate, you know what I mean? I'll treat this shit like carnival. Somebody said Maryland is a chick haven. Why do you think I signed? I think I got accepted to Morgan State. Okay. I got accepted to Morgan State and I was ready to go. I packed my bags. I was like, nigga, I'm on my way. I probably would have had 8 kids by now. Jesus came and saved me. I think he took the wheel when I was on my way down there. He made my financial support get denied. So I went there and they was like, yeah, we're gonna put you in a dorm, but we don't think that your financial aid paperwork went through. Your parents make too much money. I was like, yeah, you'll never see me again, nigga. What are you talking about? I'm not paying for this. You know what I mean? I was trying to come and have babies for free on their dollar. You know what I mean? On their I was trying to have children on their financial aid. I was like, you niggas are gonna pay me to come to Morgan State to save these sisters. But they didn't want to pay for that. So I had to take my talent somewhere else. I went back to the hood, you know. But I went to I went to Howard homecoming. I started my nose started going up like, what the fuck is this? Then I went to Morgan State homecoming in 94 and I was convinced that this is where the beginning of civilization must have started. You know what I mean? In the middle of all of these fine women that I saw out there. And I put in my paperwork. I'm not lying, no cap. Like I was ready to become a fucking student, my nigga, just to be around these sisters. But things worked out the way that they did. Things worked out the way that they did. You know. How are you? Right? You I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying. We talking. This is before the Dipset era. This is before, because I feel like certain type of vibrations of music or certain eras of music kind of changed the the pedigree of of the listeners of the music. So I'm giving you the bad boy era. Shit was like, whoa. This was the beginning of the bad boy era. This was when Biggie and them and Puff. This was before Mace, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, but I made up for that. I made up for all of that. Well, I went to Atlanta. I went to ATL, right? I went to ATL and I went right on Clark Atlanta campus, AUC. I ain't never spent 1 minute in fucking class because I was not a student, but I was up there like I was. I was up there like I had a scholarship. My girlfriend at that time, she was the head. She was the leader the what are the cheerleaders? She was the cheerleader captain. One of my OGs, he didn't even call her by her name. He used to call her Ferrari, nigga, because that's how the body was built. Talk black to me. Yeah, bro. This was like 97, 98, 99. Wait till you niggas see the Netflix documentary. It's gonna be lit. You know what I mean? Parental advisory. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we was up there stomping. We was going hard in Atlanta. We was going hard, bro. You know what I'm talking about? We was turned up. You can ask around, ask about Twin on that campus. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We was out there. Serial killer, a lot of bodies. You feel me? DC sniper, my nigga. A lot of bodies. I was out there. You know, Ted Bundy, nigga. Ted Bundy. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see what campus life was about vicariously. You know what I mean? That's why I met Akon. Akon used to sleep on the same floor that I used to sleep on inside of a dormitory with all females. There was an all female dormitory, and we used to sneak in there at night and sleep on the floors. You know what I'm talking about? It was very fun. That was the only time that I had fun sleeping on the floor. You know what I mean? But now Atlanta's different. It's niggas is out there with Hellcats trying to kill each other on the highway, and niggas is on all kind of drugs. It's just different for me. That's why I'm saying, like, for people that are just moving out there, you might be chasing a different type of vision that I might be, because I seen Atlanta on a whole nother energy. So the shit that I see it on right now, it's just like it's something that's not rubbing me the right way. I don't know what it is. It's just not doing it for me. You know what I mean? Oh, you went to the Blue Frame? Whew. Bro. I went to the Blue Flame. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Niggas was already like, yo, it's in Bankhead, you know what I'm talking about? It's a little more ratchet because we was used to going to Gentlemen's Club, if you knew what that was about. Only my OG, my original, my old school ATL people know, but Gentlemen's Club was in Buckhead. Okay. It was a different type of action. White chocolate in them. Remember White Chocolate from Tip Drill video, nigga? Talk black to me. Yeah, that was her club. She had that shit on lock. And they was like, yeah, we going to Blue Flames. I was like, let's go. They was like, I'm telling you, it's different. I'm like, nigga, let's go. And we went. And I was like, oh, this is not what I thought. You know what I mean? Nigga, tuck your chain. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we was in the hood for real. They had all of the fucking trucks parked up and whatnot. The truck drivers was coming in to get some quickies. I was like, yeah, this is a different type of vibe. You know, shout out to Dutch. She was a dancer out of Blue Flames. That was one of my people's girlfriends. You know what I mean? Yeah, SO's 559. 559 was that hole in the wall near Clark. Club 112. We was early at Club 112. You know what I'm talking about? We was doing 112 dirty. You know what I mean? With the designer and all of that. Back then when niggas did not know what that was. They was like, what do those G's stand for? We was like, Gucci, nigga.
To this day. To this day.
They didn't know what they was looking at. You know what I mean? Niggas had the pony hair shoes on with the pony hair belt to match. Like, we was doing it real big because we was boosting out of Phipps and Linux. We was tearing them up. You know what I'm talking about? Look, I used to sleep under the bed as Spellman and his flop. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You know what it is, bro. You know what it is. Nigga, we used to sleep under beds. Huh? The shit that niggas go through for some for some cutty. We used to sleep under the bed. I would sleep on the fliznor, dead on the floor, no blankets, no sleeping bag. You know what I'm talking about? I roll my shirt up, be on the floor. You know what I mean? Shit was lit. You know what I'm talking about? It was lit. But I did not go for the Freaknik. That's another thing. Blue Pill and AA Rashid came back to New York. These niggas came back like Columbus came back to Spain. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yo, nigga, it's a whole new world over there. And they dress skimpy. They don't got no clothes on. So they came back to New York telling us about Freaknik. But by the time I got down there in 97, they had already let the bomb off. Remember, they blew the shit up for the All-Star, the Olympics, and that kind of deaded a lot of things. So they start cracking down on Freaknik. I don't see, yeah, you know, I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm ratchet, but to a level. I'm like control ratchet. I don't like being in that. I mean, I appreciate you know, a lit environment, but when it's too much debauchery, nigga. When it's too much debauchery, it's too much for me. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, but to a degree, my nigga. You know what I mean? Then my moons and my suns and my ascendants and all of that shit start kicking in. Like I'm a Scorpio to a certain degree. I just can't be in Caligula. You know what I'm talking about? I just can't be in Caligula. Like the Freaknik was Caligula like. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good. We made up for that when we was in Miami for All-Star Weekend, for Memorial Weekend. Remember Memorial Weekend in Miami, South Beach, before the police watered it down and before niggas started going to Cancun like they fancy and whatnot? We was all 99 at the All-Star Cafe. There was a spot called All-Star right on 8th and Ocean. Nigga, when I talk about lit, bro, I don't even know if the words they throwing on what these bitches want from a nigga. DMX on throw some Black Rob on, nigga. The Humpty dance. We was doing a Pop Smoke to the Humpty dance. Like lit. Super lit. Super duper lit. That's why it's like death comes in threes, right? Death comes in threes. So unfortunately, you know, who are we as a people? We only human beings. We can't pick out who we want to go. We can't pick out who we want to leave us. You know, we can't pick out who we want to leave us and who we want to make a transition. It happens. And unfortunately, we've lost 3 giants in the realm of hip hop. Ooh, the Shark Bar. You done hit one with that. The Shark Bar. Before Puffy came with Justin's, nigga. The Shark Bar. Liddy. If you pull one out of the Shark Bar, nigga, you was really a shark. The Shark Bar. Remember that. I remember being nervous in the Shark Bar. That's a fact. That's how high the stakes was. It got to be a lot going on for a nigga to be. And I'm not saying nervous because it was niggas around. I was nervous because it was so many baddies. You ever been that type of nervous? You know what I'm talking about? It was too many baddies. I didn't know how to play my card. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, damn, do you play too cool? Like, what do you do? Nigga, do you reach for something? Because you might throw yourself, you might throw your batting percentages off. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to you don't want to swing and strike out. But these 3 artists, there you go. You had to be on your A game in the Shark Bar. You know, Big Stu, we're gonna blow a blunt one day. We're gonna smoke a whole eighth because you know what I'm talking about. We cut from that cloth. You've been outside for a minute. You've been outside for a minute. All 3 of these artists represented when they were in their element. DMX with the Rough Rider anthems. Dun 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 dun. Stop, drop, open up, dun up, stop, roll. Right, the anthem, lit, party started. Get the party started. Like niggas is popping wheelies and you know what I'm talking about. Turned up. Humpty Hump with the Humpty dance. Digital Underground, nigga. I get around. Tupac.
To this day. To this day.
You young whippersnappers out there, you don't even know who Shock G is. You thought G Shock died. Nigga, Shock G. You don't even know. You probably don't know. You got to ask your Uncle Timmy. You know what I mean? Shock G in the Digital Underground, right? They was the ones who introduced us to their roadie, right? The nigga that was on the road with them carrying records and knocking down white girls for them. Tupac Shakur. And then I remember they had a video where they was carrying this nigga around. He was wearing kente and whatnot. I'm like, who is the goofy? You know what I'm talking about? Then he started rapping. I'm like, oh, this nigga. You know what I mean? I felt the vibes. I'm like, who is he? He looks familiar. You feel me? There's something about him that I need to know who this man is. And then the next time I seen this nigga pop up, he had no shirt on. He threw the dashiki away, and he was bald headed, talk about I get around. No, the first song was I've been all around the world, the same song. All around the world, the same song. With the funk, with that West Coast vibe to it. You know what I mean? That's yeah. With that West Coast vibe. And then he comes out where I get around. Remind you, not Brenda has a baby, not Trapped, right? Not that shit. The fun shit. I remember watching Video Music Box and Ralph McDaniels put on when I get around. I was like, I was still young. I might have been around my son's age right now. He's 13. But that shit made me want to play. I'm like, shit, I want to take my shirt off and get rubbed on too, nigga. I want to get around. I didn't even know what I get around really meant. That's how innocent I was. Facts. They didn't have I couldn't go Google the lyrics. I'm like, what the fuck is he really saying? I'm trying to figure it out. I get around. I'm like, where is he getting around to? You know what I'm talking about? Where is he going? I didn't understand. You know what I mean? I didn't understand. That's why these children these days, I don't know. Like these niggas got Cardi B at 8 years old and shit like that. We didn't have shit like that. Like niggas had to explain what the fuck was going on to us a little bit before we got onboarded to the fact that this was going to be some ratchet shit going down. Like NWA kind of broke the ice, you know, Snoop Dogg and whatnot. But by the time we finished with them, our innocence was gone. But prior to that, it was like niggas, we was taking steps. You know what I'm talking about? We didn't come out the house completely losing our religion, nigga. We was taking steps. That shit happened in phases and whatnot. You know what I mean? Freaknik was a phase. That was our baptism into some real freaky shit. You feel me? Greek Fest was a phase, nigga. 2 Live Crew was a phase.
To this day. To this day.
It was a phase. You know what I mean? We didn't wake up like this. To be honest with you, if that shit never came along, we would be wearing high waters, looking like an early Jermaine Dupri, Jerry curls with fucking bug eyes, nigga. That's how many of us would have looked. And niggas down south would have been in overalls. Haitians would have still been wearing their Sunday suits and whatnot, and the fucking penny loafers. We would have all just been square niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas would have been looking like Michael Jackson. And some of you niggas would have been looking like Prince. You know what I mean? Because that's how we were being groomed. I've been telling y'all this before. I come from the generation where we were watching fucking hot tracks and Friday night videos, nigga, and that was rock and roll. We was listening to Duran Duran. We was listening to George Michaels while he was singing to niggas, and we thought he was singing. We was listening to Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, right? Is that the fucking lesbian anthem or something? We didn't know what we was listening to. Luther was singing to niggas, and we thought he was singing to the ladies. You know what I'm talking about? And then they had to come out with nightcaps. Remember nightcaps? When shit started getting a little steamy. And then BET Uncut. And we was like, oh, we figured it out. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But we was kind of square, bro. I can admit that. You know what I mean? I can admit that. For the young ones out there who don't understand what was going on, I could admit that. Boy George, niggas was there. Come a chameleon. They coming. We wasn't judging nobody. Hall and Oaks, they was just putting all kind of niggas in front of us. ZZ Top, nigga, Twisted Sister. I knew all of that. I knew all of that. Freddie Jackson. We was on all of that. Apollonia. Yeah. Yeah, that part. Sheila E. Early Mike. Early Janet after she got burnt on Good Times Penny. When she popped out with Rhythm Nation, nigga. We was with all of that. Cameo. Candy. What tastes like candy? Who was he talking to? You know, who is he talking to? You know what I'm talking about? This nigga had a red jock strap on. Talking about it tastes like candy. Who was he talking to? Tears for Fears and all of that. Herbie Hancock, nigga. Don't worry, be happy. Tracy Chapman. What do you mean? We wasn't gangsters. You know what I'm talking about? That wasn't our soundtrack. The funny thing is, Pat Benatar, been around the world, and I. And we all saw the premiere of Thriller. That was our Wakanda. We all saw Thriller with our parents and our aunts, our drunk uncle, and niggas had their pajamas on because it was getting late and NBC showed it, and niggas watched it 5 times in a row and then was scared to go to sleep because this nigga done turned into a werewolf. Yeah, Billy Ocean, the Gap Band. Yeah, what are we talking about? Lisa. I had the hots for Lisa. Nigga, that's right. I could admit it. I had the hots for Lisa. And niggas that I know was on Paula Abdul's heels. Okay. They was on her heels. Stephanie Mills, yeah, she could get it too. Anita Baker, yeah, we wanted her as well. You know what I'm talking about? Lisa Stansfield, nigga. The Eurythmics and Terrence Trent D'Arby. Remember Terrence Trent D'Arby? Right? And then Tevin Campbell. We was with all of that. Nah, they come later. New Kids on the Block. Shaba was like borderline ratchet to us. Billy Idol. David Bowie. Niggas was rocking with David Bowie and Iggy Pop. Right? There was no, Samantha Fox. Right? Jim. And then Aaliyah came and washed all of them up. How about that? Millie Vanilli, nigga. Millie Vanilli on you niggas. Troop. Remember Troop? You know what I'm talking about? Rod Stewart. Yeah, pause. Rod Stewart. Sting. Right? Hall and Oates. They was doing their thing. Patra. That was wifey for a minute. That was wifey. She had the box braids. You know what I mean? She was hot. She was kind of hot, bro. And then Sade came and it was no more. And then Whitney came and there was no more Sade. That was the first record that I had owned it. My father got us, I believe the children are a future. We got a record player for Christmas with the fucking Whitney Houston album, nigga. And maybe a few other albums. We was trying to cut that shit. It was, I believe the chicka. We didn't have a Technique album record player. We had some real fugazi shit. We was trying to be like the niggas on the Breaking movie, like I believe that children are the few. Lit, me and Blue. I mean, I was literally infatuated with Whitney Houston. I'm talking about, it didn't make no sense, bro. I was gonna grow. I think I grew a shag. I was just trying. When I heard that Bobby Brown scooped up my wife, nigga, did you know how that made me feel? That was young trauma. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't be understanding what young people go through with their heart. Like young niggas, that was young trauma. It was like Bobby Brown. You the guy from My Prerogative that doesn't wear underwear when he dances? Him? I was like, why? What is she seeing him? You know what I mean? That's before I understood the whole Whitney thing. You know, I didn't understand everything about Whitney. I was buying into the marketing. I got caught up in the marketing. You know what I mean? There wasn't no internet. You just believe what the fuck they showed you. So we come from that. We're not bad people, y'all. You feel me? We come from that. How did we get so off course? My foundation, the shit that I was being fed as a child, you know what I mean? I was getting global world music. It wasn't just pop music. They was giving us global world music. Yeah, Bobby Brown was definitely lit. I'm just hating. What are you talking about? That nigga was lit. My prerogative? He was lit. He broke off from New Edition. He was lit. The Ralph Tresvant was my guy, but then he didn't keep up with Bobby. Guy, my nigga. Aaron Hall. Guy. Fucking guy, bro. Nigga. Are you serious? Guy? You know what they did for the ladies? Guy? Niggas couldn't fuck with Guy. And then Jodeci came. Nigga, Jodeci? Devontae? And the other niggas with baby hair? What are you talking about? They had the ladies going crazy. So I'm like, yo, we were fucking cultured, bro. Don't get it messed up. When niggas was cultured, that's why a lot of the producers got into, that's why the samples are so fire. The Jay Dillas of the world, my dude, Premier and all of them. That's why they was fire. You know what I'm saying? They was fire because we had culture. And I'm not saying nobody else don't got culture. Y'all got whatever culture y'all got. But we were cultured, and this wasn't even forced upon us. This was the appetite of what we were being fed through radio. This was before hip hop took over. You couldn't even really fucking hear hip hop. You had to listen to the night radio, the weekend show with Mr. Magic and all of that. The hip hop was not really on the radio like that. And if it was on the radio, it was LL. It was like Curtis Blow. You know what I mean? And all of the underground. Brand Nubians was considered underground at one point. Right? They was considered underground one point. A lot of them, AZ, Nas was considered underground. Do you know that? He was an underground, he was like an underground rapper based off of what the commercial rappers was spitting and how they were being quote unquote in the light and whatnot. He was considered to be underground. Yeah, in Chicago, you had to listen to look, an AM station. We had 107.5 with, oh yeah, this is who held it down. Stretch and Bobito. That's where you heard bars. They was underground. They was like a mixtape show. Two white dudes, or a white dude and a Hispanic dude. Stretch and Bobito was giving it up. They was breaking mad, they broke mad niggas. And then the mixtapes, of course, came. We had Kiss FM and WBLS. I think WBLS was the ones that were playing Mr. Magic at night and whatnot. And then you had the 5 o'clock mix. They would give you like, I remember when Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick was running 2 summers straight. Remember that with the show and Lottie Dottie, nigga? 2 summers straight, not 1 summer, 2, 85 to 86. They had both summers on lock with 2 songs, my nigga. All facts. Salt and Pepper. Oh, Salt and Pepper here. And we in effect. Why don't you push it, man? Cooling by day and by night. If I saw a shorty with the asymmetrical haircut, I was on her. She could look like a wildebeest, nigga. I was like, Pepper? I'm hot sauce. Pleased to meet you. What's popping? You know what I'm talking about? Now push it. Nigga, that was like a porn song back then. Are you serious? You have to get your ears clean if you heard push it. I'm telling you, we came a long way to our debauchery where we're at right now. Nigga, we have fallen very far. You want to admit that? Nigga, our innocence is lost. You know what I mean? Our innocence is lost. I can remember when we had a inkling of it. And the funny thing is that we still lived in a world where racism, or what they identify as racism, exists. We still lived in a world where people were discriminated against. We still lived in a world where poverty was the root to mostly all evils. Yeah, remember when Queen Latifah was wild militant? This is before Set It Off, mind you. I think that shit changed her. She was wild militant. She had a whole bike crew with her, and you could not call her a bitch. She would spin a block on you. You know what I'm talking about? Ah, man, Moni Love. Moni Love, bro. It's hard to explain the kind of crush I had on Moni Love. And it was briefly, I don't know what happened. I think, you know, I'm a Scorpio. So a nigga could only crush on you until you get with somebody else. You know what I'm talking about? She got with one of them rapping niggas and I was done with her. I was like, she's not waiting for me? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, Moni, I thought you was in the middle. Like, what are you doing? I had to let her go. MC Light was fire. MC Light was fire. Georgie Porgy, Sam. Remember Sam I Am? Sam, the video when she was on a train. The video when she was on a train. She was a cute one. You know what I'm talking about? Light as a rock. I am the light as a rock. LLYTE. I was like, you go, girl. Spit that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But watch out when Moni comes in. You sit down. You know what I mean? You sit down, lady. Let Moni do what she does. I was team Moni, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I was team Moni all day. You know? I was team Moni. And I like Spinderella. Roxanne. She was all right. She just looked like she fought too much. You know what I'm talking about? She looked like she just fought too much. I was okay. I was all, Big Les with them big ass legs, always dancing and shit. Yeah, I was on her. Lady of Rage. She was dope as hell. First of all, Boss. Remember Boss? Deeper. I'm like, deeper. What's that mean? Deeper where? Wait, are you a scuba diver? What do you mean deep? Yeah, Boss was she was like that. She was like that. Yo, I remember Roxanne Shante. I was like 11 years old. Roxanne Shante had the hood. They had the Roxanne Wars with UTFO, and it was light skin Roxanne against brown skin Roxanne. And I didn't know what Roxanne was real. It was Roxanne, and then Roxanne Shante. I was like, what's going on here? Kid and Play. Oh, of course, they was legends. Bobby Brown got with Big Les too. That nigga, man. He was everywhere, I guess. He was everywhere. Yeah, Rage was fire. Bahamadia was fire. You know what I'm talking about? Yo-Yo, oh my goodness. She was fire. The sister from X Clan. What was her name again? With the Aaron and went back. She started that shit, y'all. You know what I mean? She started the septic earrings. The septums, the shit that the bulls be wearing. Wasn't she the one that started that? Chub Rock. Legend. Chub Rock was that guy. Chub Rock was that dude, bro. Yeah, the Brat was, ooh. The Brat was. Miss Melody was fire. Isis. Yes, thank y'all. Isis. Isis had bars. Isis was hotepping way back in the days. Isis had bars. She was holding down the whole crew. You know what I mean? Boss from Cali. Is Boss a lawyer? Is that Ladybug? That's her name. She on Instagram right now. I think she following me. From I'm cool like that. You know, I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. And I'm cool like that. I was like, yeah, let's be cool together. You know what I mean? Charlie Baltimore. Oh, you taking it there. That was Biggie Shorty. Where's she at? Where she work at? Target? Dougie Fresh with the beat bop. Ladybug. Yeah. Ladybug. Ladybug. She was fly. Ladybug was fly. But then Lauren Hill came and she knocked all that shit out the box. She said she was like, sit down, Ladybug, and you over there. You take a seat. Okay. Yeah, I got this. She threw that shit on her back. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, Lauren Hill, I feel, comes out of she's like they walked so she could run. You know what I mean? The Moni Loves of the world and all of they walked so Lauren Hill could fucking fly, bro. Yeah, remember Blondie with Rapture? I didn't understand that video until I got older. Grace Jones, respectfully, definitely respectfully. Before Boomerang, Grace Jones is that bitch. Okay, she was that. She was the shit. She before Naomi Campbell and all of that. Grace Jones, bruh. You know, and then Erica came. She shut all that shit down. She came with the head wrap. It was over after that. She shut that down. Khalees, I had a super crush on Khalees. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I never seen nobody with a colorful hair before. That shit did something to me. You know, and she was, you know, Khalees was on a party scene. She was outside. You know I'm talking about? Before Nas ran into her, she was outside. You know? That's a fact. Rod Digger, oh yes, Rod Digger was fire. And yeah, Remy. And then Foxy and Little Kim came and said, sit down. Said, sit down. You know what I'm talking about? They was like, sit down. We got this. We're gonna take this shit to another level. You know what I'm talking about? They came and sat Erica's ass down. Like Kim and Foxy was like, no, we not burning incense, nigga. We not burning no sage today, nigga. We finna we finna burn some blunts, nigga. We about to burn this motherfucker. We burn this bitch down. We about to burn this shit the fuck on. You know what I mean? You know, Gangsta Boo, legend, Missy, legend. You see all of these names that I'm naming? Did I once say baby something or doll something? No offense to these new rappers. Did any of these sisters have a doll at the end of the name? And y'all are leaving out Lisa Left Eye. I let you get away with it for too far. You're leaving out Lisa Left Eye and Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige walked so they could fly. Let's be clear. How fucking rude of me. I'm running through all of these names, but I forgot the mama of it all. Who was really helping us get boxed back in the days? I'm gonna just keep it a buck, nigga. Mary, okay? She was helping us score, nigga. She was helping us catch bodies. Not to take anything away from any of these other women and whatnot, but everybody has a part to play, right? Nigga, Mary was helping niggas score. Okay. When that album came on, you know what I mean? Some motherfucking some Cisco to sip on, or some Paul Mason or something. I don't know. Yeah, Mary J and Grand Pooba. What's the 411? I remember being in a shorty's house in Canarsie. She was like, what's the 411? I was like, what's the 411? She was like, I got it going on. I was like, ooh, wee. This is gonna be a short night. Oh, Keith Sweat. Legend. Faith. Yeah. Faith. Man. What's the song from Faith? I'm trying to remember the shit that just puts like it's just angelic. What's the song from Faith? Phyllis Hyman is a super bad. She is she's a legend. She's an icon. She is beautiful. She is super talented. And yes, Little Mo is underrated. Little Mo came with that energy. Oh, soon as I get home. Soon as I get home. She was singing the Biggie, nigga. She was. That was Boo. That was Bay, right? Soon as I get home, I'm kicking little Kim out the house. I had a crush on the whole In Vogue. I had a crush on Coco from SWV until I saw her fingernails. Then I shifted over to the light skin one. What's her name? She was from Flatbush. I was on her tail. Yeah. The Leverts was crazy. I mean, I remember it was fire. I think it's as soon as I get home. I'm talking about slow song Faith. I'm talking about, yeah, Lily. Lily was litty. Lily was cute. She's a cutie. You know what I'm talking about? Did they do the battle already? I think on verses. I'm gonna check her out. See what she looking like these days. I might follow her on the gram. I'm talking about when Faith was singing. She's very talented. Nigga, what's his name? What's my nigga? Summer Rain? Carl Thomas. Legend.
To this day. To this day.
Remember the sampler? Remember the Carl Thomas sampler? Remember the sampler? Not the whole album, nigga. The shit that they put out, there was just the sampler. It was like 6 songs. Legendary shit, bro. Legendary shit. Michelle A. Boy, did I have a crush on Michelle A. My man. And then I found out, let me just stop. I had a, Groove Thing, Zane. I met the sister from Zane, the chocolate one. What's her name? Is it Za or is it Nay? I met her and she had vibes. You know what I'm talking about? She definitely have some great vibes. Jill Scott. Man, I don't even want to go there. That was another one. Total. Bruh, I'm just realizing by saying all of these wonderful, beautiful artists, nigga, the 90s was everything. Fuck.
To this day. To this day.
And it's no offense to Ariana Grande and fucking Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? And fucking Meg Thee Stallion and all of them and these pop stars of today, but nigga, what are you talking about? No disrespect, but all of the fucking disrespect. Nigga. You know what I mean? That's like pulling up in a Pinto next to the fucking Rolls Royce truck. You can't compare. Remember Karen White, Soul to Soul? Well, remember Karen White. Chocolate, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. Looking like a runaway statue from the museum. But then the sister from Soul to Soul. Keep on moving, don't stop. Remember Dina Howard? Remember Dina Howard? Just trying to, I'm high powered. I put Adina Howard to sleep, nigga. Oh, total kissing you. It was another one that they did where they was she was sitting on a bench. She was sitting on a bench. Oh, Karen Wheeler. Is it Honey Love? Puffy was in it. What? India Irie. What? Jody Watley, nigga. What? Flower Tree. Vesta. Where are these artists at? These are not. What the fuck? What happened with the record industry? The songwriters stopped writing for them. Where are these artists at? I need some milk boxes. God damn it! I'm not even realizing how much talent that we don't have. Where's these artists? Nobody said that we don't want to stop hearing them. Where the hell are these artists? Haircut like Anita Baker. Kelly Price with your fine ass. Kelly Price was bodying shit, bro. Arrested Development. Wait, Vesta Williams passed away. I didn't know that. Rising power to her. I didn't know that. Regina Bell. Niggas. Yeah, nigga. Remember that artist Saweetie from back in the days? Remember Saweetie, nigga? She came out before Aaliyah did. No, nigga. What are you talking about? Tidra Moses. I know Tidra Moses. Facts. I was in the studio with Tidra Moses. Tidra Moses has twins. Tidra Moses is a goddess. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Tidra Moses is a goddess, and she's a Scorpio, I believe. Denise Williams, yes, yes. Nobody could mess with Hammer. No, not really. Niggas wasn't out there dancing. Shaka Khan, Jasmine Sullivan. It has to. I mean, god damn it. You don't believe in conspiracies, neither do I. Monifa. They just took these women, they took these talented people. I feel like they used them and they just throw them away for Asian Doll and Dream Doll and Cuban Doll and some other Barbie dolls. You know what I'm saying? These are some Miss Jones, Sugar Hill, Sugar Hill, Patti LaBelle. You know Patti LaBelle doing the bird, nigga. Oh, you went to school? Legend. Yeah, she was cool back then, right? She real laid back. You know, she real laid back. Yes, we used to listen to Party all the time, Party all the time, Party all the time. My girl wants to party all the time,
Bang, bang, bang,
party all the
bang,
time.
bang.
And this nigga was so talented. He had the comedy album. He had fucking Delirious and Raw on vinyl. Then you could watch this nigga on Coming to America. Then you could listen to Party all the time. He was giving us all of our lives. He was giving us everything we needed. Mr. Eddie. And he was raising like 10 kids at the same time. He's a legend. Yeah, Prince made transition around this time. I remember the day. I remember the day like it was yesterday because we were at an event in Harlem. It was an event. It was a health. It was ironically enough, it was hip hop is green. We was there. John Sally was there. Queen of Fool was there. Styles P. Jadakiss was there. Lauren Van. Damn, I don't want to say her name. Vanderpool, the legend, Lauren Vanderpool. How you doing, sister? She was there. It was a whole bunch of people there. And when we were at the event, we got word that Prince made his transition. It was a sad day. Super sad day. You had the biggest crush on Vanity. I didn't know how to tell between Vanity and Apollonia. Nigga, I had the double crush. I didn't know which one to choose, nigga. I couldn't tell. They was both baddies. We had no idea. Young niggas such as myself, we was like, we don't care who comes to the crib. Like, whatever what we just want, nigga. They had a certain look that everybody has now. But y'all have to understand back then, like shorties running around. Let's just let's give the look its name. There's women running around to this day with a Vanity and Apollonia look. Okay. There's mad women running around wearing fucking Chanel bags and whatnot that's out here with the Vanity / Apollonia swag. Give mother her motherfucking praise. Y'all need to start giving them their credit. These they birthed y'all, okay? Because y'all wasn't around before they came around. I didn't see y'all. You know what I mean? After we saw The Last Dragon, and when Prince took Shorty to the lake and you know and gave her that, you know what I'm saying? He gave her that high heel love. You know what I mean? He gave her that wood with heels on, nigga. Ladies, have you ever get hit? Has a nigga ever, you know what I mean, delivered the goods with heels on? Y'all say y'all like it rough, right? Has a nigga ever delivered the good with some heels on at Lake Wanatonka like Prince did? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. You know what I mean? You only live once, right? You could hope, yeah. Minnetonka, yeah. You would hope that a nigga would love you that much that he would keep his heels on when he's giving you that good loving while playing. While he was playing, what was the song that he was playing when he was giving her that good loving? Huh? What was he playing? Was it the Doves Cry? You know what I'm talking about? I think he was playing Doves Cry, and yeah, and then Make Pancakes for You. The leather, yeah, the leather heels with the chaps with the ass out, where he just have to unbutton the side of the chaps, and then you know what I mean, and introduce you to his other prince. You know what I'm saying? He just unbutton the sides with the heels on. Y'all not ready for that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think y'all ready for that. Y'all would have to listen to 800 hours of all of the music that we was just talking about to even get on that level. You know what I mean? You see how they was programming us when we was young, impressionable niggas? You know what I mean? You see how they was programming us? Did niggas go out the next day and get heels? No, they didn't. They kept that shit tucked. They was like, okay, all right. Not only is he sleeping with our crush, but this nigga has his heels on. Okay. And he got the washing set from the Dominicans, but I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Imagine what that did to our confidence. Niggas that was out there on their alpha shit. You know what I mean? Somebody redefine masculinity for me. You know? Prince was that guy. Yeah, but Morris Day was on his ass. Like Denzel was that nigga, but Wesley Snipes was on his ass. Pause. You know what I'm talking about? You know that. You know what I mean? You know these niggas had evil, they had adversaries. You know what I'm talking about? The Morris Day, nigga, Morris Day? Morris Day? There's only two people in this world. There's Morris Day fans, and then there's Prince fans. You know what I'm talking about? I wasn't throwing Morris Day away. The time, nigga, he reminded me of Orange Juice Jones. They cut from that type of cloth. Old pimpery. You know what I mean? I was betting on Morris Day, nigga. I was riding with Prince, but I was like, give Morris a shot. You know, Prince wrote most of his shit. I would think so. You know what I mean? I would think so. He had a little more swag. You know what I mean? There was probably certain things that Prince couldn't get away with. He had to write it for Morris. You know what I'm talking about? Morris had this a little bit, you know, he had a different type of swag to him. You know what I mean? It was more classic. Prince, on the other hand, he was coming with some new shit. He was looking like the nigga from Superfly. I guess that was a little, he was mixing it up. He was giving you old Goldie, you know what I mean? With the motherfucking with the washing set, you know what I mean? With the curls. He was giving you old Goldie. And then with the chaps with his ass out, he was giving you something else. Yeah, Morris Day. Dave Chappelle nailed it. Right. Right. Yeah. Bro. Yeah, man. But Shock G, man. Shock G. He Shock G. He was one of those, you know, because remember when he came out, they was like niggas was doing lyrics, you know what I mean? And it was still that little roughneck type of image in hip hop, and he came with the funny shit. He came with that party vibe. You know, he allowed niggas to kind of let their hair down. right? And enjoy life and whatnot. And then Snoop and all of them came afterwards, and they came more so with the riding music and the party music. And you know, we appreciated that. We appreciated that. And then later on, Tupac pops out, and to be honest with you, his light was shining so bright that he kind of eclipsed Digital Underground, and he became a force onto himself, remember? But from what it appeared as, it wasn't a bad break or anything. It wasn't like he was shitting on Digital Underground. He just was Tupac Shakur. He had a fucking destiny, you know what I mean? And he ran with that. And I appreciate both of those talented artists for their contributions and whatnot. And I don't know the cause of his ascension. I don't know what it is. I just saw the post that he made his ascension and whatnot. And I just was like, oh, that's the third in the trinity of the threes, because DMX, he opened up, and he represents as an archetype so many different, he's attached to so many people. If you had a flow chart and put DMX and all of the people that he influenced, and it's a lot, you know what I mean? And then Black Rob, he was part of that music, he was part of that Bad Boy era. Remember, Black Rob is Bad Boy's answer to DMX. They found him in a hotel room in Tampa. Are you serious? Yeah, so we got to look into that. So Black Rob was bad. Remember, Bad Boy didn't want to sign DMX because he was too rough at a time where Puff Daddy was pushing shiny suits. Remember that whole controversy, niggas in the shiny suits and whatnot, right? And he took the locks, who were called the Warlocks, and he made them drop the war, and he made him keep the locks. Then he grabbed Murder Mace. He grabbed Murder Mace, and he made Murder Mace a pretty nigga. I was murder. P. Diddy made me pretty. I came to get down. Can we get busy? Right? So when DMX, when Biggie got killed, and then when Jay-Z type kind of like neutralized Mace, because they were having a quiet war, right? They're having like a subtle, a subliminal war with each other, right? Everybody yelling platinum that, platinum this, but you ain't got no platinum hits. No, 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 no. That was at Jay-Z. Then Jay-Z came with Imaginary Player. You always be number two. Ooh. Shitted on him, killed him, right? So DMX comes, right? DMX comes and he turns New York into the gritty shit. He turns it back to the gritty because everybody was on a pretty shit. Niggas was slipping. Niggas was wearing 2 earrings. You know what I'm talking about? The Versace shirt with the shit button down, showing their taco meat. It just wasn't us. Niggas was out of their element. We was slipping. Niggas was running around with J-Lo's and a bunch of snow bunnies and whatnot. And then Black Rob came. First DMX came with the grittiness, and he reminded niggas, put your Timbs on and don't tie them. You know what I'm talking about? Take your shirt off, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, let your nuts hang. Yeah, this is New York, nigga. Arf, arf. Like bark a little bit, nigga. Get on the bikes, nigga. Crash. All of that shit. And then it got because really that was niggas in Harlem needed that, because I think that's what Harlem was getting too pretty at some point. You know what I mean? That's where you see the Dipset. That's when you see Cameron and them taking their rightful place in the grimy, gritty shit, because Cameron leaned more into the streets. He came out, him and Mace was kind of together, and then when Mace did some sucker shit, Cameron Moore, he went in, he got dropped from the label. Him and Jim Jones, I'm gonna get you out of apartment 4D. You know what I mean? He was doing videos in front of PJs and everything, and them niggas was on a project shits. You know what I mean? They was on, he went back to the streets. And then Mace ran and became a pastor. And then Harlem went back into the gritty shit. They got off that pretty shit and they went back into the gritty shit. The effect of DMX reverberated all the way to Harlem, all the way from Yonkers. Because if you're not from New York, Yonkers is like a suburbs of like the Bronx. And all of that shit is connected. Right? Yeah. They let me I was going down. He did the video. If you see the video, he's in front of the Mark 125th, right? When DMX is doing the video. Who's the shorty that he's talking to? Is that Bernice? The girl Bernice? I gotta watch the video again. Is that it was that? Who's shorty that he's spitting to? Yeah, Confessions of Fire. Fire, that's my shit. You know what I mean? The Locks, yeah. So the Locks had the Benjamins. They was killing the tunnel. The Locks had the Benjamin. Yeah, they having his funeral at the Barclays Center on Saturday. It's gonna be online. All of y'all gonna be able to see it online. They're gonna live stream it. I'm gonna try to get down there, but I heard something about you gotta have a fucking vaccine. Either the passport or you gotta show that you negative COVID. You know what I mean? So I don't, New York is wild. Oh, I didn't know that Alexander O'Neal was the lead singer of The Time and Morris Day was the fucking drummer? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah. Jada with them bars. So when DMX was burning shit up, Puffy signed Black Rob, and Black Rob was Puffy's answer to the era that DMX kind of ushered in with the grimy street shit. That's what Black Rob represented. Grimy street club music. That's what Woe was. Grimy street. It's not a ghost town. It's just becoming lawless. But yeah, it is empty though. It is kind of ghostly in New York, but it's really like, it could get scary at night if you're in the wrong places. And it wasn't like that before. It was really becoming like they were fighting a crime. 42nd Street was Disney World, nigga. You could eat off of the ground in some places, but all that shit is out the window. It only took a few months for that shit to descend. Yeah, it only took a while for that shit to descend. The house going down was 90s. It was in the 90s. It was like 98, 99 or something. You know what I mean? So Black Rob and DMX are of the same era. They're connected. They were on a song 24 Hours to Live Together. I dare you. That was my shit. Come against me. Who's coming to? Oh yeah, they all coming to Connecticut. You damn right. They moving to Connecticut, and they're moving to the Carolinas and Florida. All these New York niggas and Atlanta. There's a housing crisis I heard down south because so many people. There's not enough. There's so much supply. There's a lot of demand and not enough supply. So the housing markets in the south and whatnot are being squeezed because there's an exodus coming from the north. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out in the next month and whatnot where exactly I'm gonna be. I'm gonna relocate my body. You know what I mean? Because I got a 1-year-old. You feel me? So it's very important that my son, I can't have him around. I don't even I don't expose him to a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So I don't want to have him. He never wore a mask in his life. You know what I mean? He's fucking one. Like, I'm not putting no mask on no baby. So it's just important to be in the right situation to raise a child, you know what I mean? And my other children as well. So I'm just weighing this shit out for right now. But you know, It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. The rent is high. Yeah, and the rent is high still. They done took about $200 or $300 off of the rent, but it's still like 2,500, 2,400. 24 hours came out 24 years ago. You see how the numbers don't be playing, right? New York and yeah. Well, they also moving to Austin, Texas too. Silicon Valley is pulling up. They following Elon Musk and they going to Austin and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I want to go to Austin because, when I think about Austin, I think about Alex Jones. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of black people that's comfortable around those type of white folk, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna play myself and align myself with any group of people who I know would kill people that look like me and just be like, nah, you all right. We just gonna kill those niggas. Like, what? Like, I was disheartened by so many people trying to justify that young girl getting shot 4 times. Shit hurt me, bro. But I'm not gonna let my hurt affect me to whereas it will make me lash out at my people and whatnot. But our people don't know, like, it's we have to draw the line somewhere because there's rules to war. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if the people understand what the fuck is going on and whatnot. And it's like, if you could willingly just get out there and saying she deserved to get shot, not tasered, she deserved to get shot because she was trying to defend herself because girls were jumping her, then why are you niggas watching World Star? Why do you ever why would you know what I mean? Like if for anybody out there that said that she deserved to die, don't ever in your fucking life watch any fights of anybody ever online. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself because at the end of the day, you niggas is the police, man. If you're gonna say, "Oh, he needed to shoot her to save the other girl's life," to be honest with you, the other girl came on this girl's property and was assaulting her. She was defending herself on her property. She could have stabbed her if she fucking wanted to because it was her property. That's a stand your ground state. If you come on my property, I'm smoking you. Facts. I'm going to drill you. You know what I'm talking about? In front of everybody. I don't give a fuck if the sergeant is there. Nigga, if you come into my house, if you trying to come in, nigga, we all going out, nigga. It's just gonna be one happy fucking you know, it's gonna be one happy tap out. All of these black women shitting on this baby, yo. The hypocrisy is alarming to me. Y'all just want to get along. That's all. Y'all just want to get along with these people. Y'all just want to sit at the table. Y'all don't want no ruckus. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all want symbolic fucking gestures and symbolic victories and whatnot, but y'all don't want no real smoke. Y'all not for that. Y'all not for that. And I see it. And I'm like, you know what? I, I, I'm gonna learn I'll never be the sacrifice for people who really honestly is not gonna fight for me, bro. Like that shit puts everything that I do in question. Like, what am I really doing this for? And who, please identify yourself. Like, who am I doing this for? Because when you're in a room like that, an echo chamber, it seems like there's so many people who are on the dissenting side who will willingly just get out there and say on Al Gore's internet that black girl deserved to get shot because they released a fucking camera angle to show the girl was trying to stab the other girl when the police pulled up. The girl was being jumped in front of her mamas. I've seen that happen 8,000 times on World Star. I don't even watch those videos like that. I scroll past them shits, but they're out there. Every day there's a new fight in the hood. She was a Forster teen. The woman in the pink was 28 years old. Oh my goodness. All that trauma, all that trauma that people willingly spread by sharing a video. We talked about the snuff films. We talked about we talked about PTSD and, this ongoing cycle of trauma that we are collectively embroiled in, right? The trauma. We are not supposed to see our people dying on film. I don't give a F. I don't give a damn. I don't care what nobody is saying. I don't want to see nobody dying, for the record, to be honest with you. I just don't, there's nothing in my spirit or soul when I see someone utter their last breath, when I see their quote unquote spirit leave their body, I don't get no joy whatsoever from anybody to see that from any, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't have enemies. Like I don't hate like that. I don't have that much hatred in my heart. If a nigga gonna die, let him die. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see. I don't want to see it online. You know. But our people have no problem. We've been desensitized to whereas we'll share that's murder, that's sacred. The same way to birth. You niggas share videos of birth all day. Life and death is sacred. When you take your first breath, I don't even put my son's picture on the internet. He's 1 year old. I don't got nothing to hide. He's more handsomer than me. You know what I'm talking about? I don't put my children out there like that. I wouldn't put a video of him being born. I wouldn't put the birth video on the internet. I be seeing people putting birthing videos. Oh, this was a water birth. Look, we pulled him out. And the baby's like, I'm on the gram, bitch. And they're like, follow my son at Little Pookie Heru Shalom Muhammad X on TikTok. I'm like, nigga, he's too young for a fucking TikTok. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Let him mature. You know what I mean? Let him mature. He's not ready for the web, my niggas. He can't even dance. Why is he on TikTok? So, in my humble opinion, I don't know it. I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. But my intuition tells me you should not be seeing birth and death on the fucking internet. I don't see what we get from that. I saw Big Floyd die 10 times. I seen Big Floyd died about 10 times. And that was me trying to avoid seeing that shit. It still caught me 10 times. I didn't watch the trial. I didn't watch the replaying of, I watched him in the store when he was geeking and whatnot, but I didn't watch him being killed multiple times. Going back to what I have said before, think about public lynchings. There's a book called Without Sanctuary. They were publicly lynching our people in front of thousands of people. They have newspaper articles about it. They have postcards about it. When the internet came out and they started sharing the murders, no, let me rephrase that. When they started sharing the lynchings of, I saw Trayvon's picture when he was on the grass with his mouth open and his lifeless body. I almost threw up, right? I cried that night. I was in Miami. I cried like a baby, right? That was so emotional. It was just, it was messing up my emotions, that whole shit, when it came to the Zimmerman trial and everything. It fucked me up, right? Then when you think about it, Michael Brown with his brains in the street, Philandro Castile, where you saw him take his last breath. This was viewed by millions of people. Imagine what the postcards would look for a lynching if it had 10 million people standing there looking at you hanging from a tree. Because that's what we're seeing on the internet. It's a public lynching, but it does more numbers than any one of those lynchings from back in the days could have ever done. In real time, my niggas. You're not looking at pictures like when you saw Emmett Till and whatnot. You're seeing video and million. I got the stats. I was able to get the actual impressions and whatnot. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people watch Floyd die. I'm talking maybe 900 million. Yeah, picnic means pick a nigga. Strange fruits, right? Yeah, remember Zimmerman and DMX was supposed to box? I think it's the DMX still wants to box him, and we should arrange that and make sure that Zimmerman is able to go and see him so they could box. You know what I'm talking about? So what is being triggered? Is bad health being triggered? Is heart disease being triggered? Is cancer being triggered? Is pre-existing conditions being triggered as a result of our people being stressed out from being under trauma for damn near a decade? Could that be possible? Could that be possible? I'm just wondering. Could our people's health be deteriorating? Because if you look up at black people all around America, and you want to, if you could look how they look before Corona and look at them now, it looks like everybody is affected in a negative way. It's just a few people who's out here glowing. Shout out to y'all. But a lot of the older people who are plugged into the matrix, you know what I'm talking about? That are plugged into mainstream media, the ones that are plugged into this fucking system, yeah, they're suffering. They're suffering. So my question is their suffering being expedited by the trauma that is being thrown at them, that they probably have no idea that they're being hit with these darts? Disease starts in the mind. No, everybody did not gain weight. And where I'm at in New York, a lot of motherfuckers lost weight. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of the people is looking, they not looking that healthy in the streets. Yes, I did speak on Makia Bryant. Rise and power to her. So psychological warfare is one thing, right? But we have to really do the knowledge about, is the psychological warfare, you know, how is that psychological warfare affecting our psychologies as a collective? I've said on many occasions that there is a quote unquote murder, a crime spree taking place in Black America, right? I posted a video on Instagram and I showed a glimpse of it on my on a live that I uploaded today where I was talking about NFTs, right? And I was sharing that in the year of 2020, because we're mourning the transition of 3 quote unquote icons, legends, right? Rappers, right? But nobody that I know of really is giving the 200 rappers who lost their lives in 2020 their flowers. All right? 200 rappers died in 2020. Now, it might not be rappers that are signed to labels, right? These ain't all rappers that are signed to labels, but shit, these somebody's sons and daughters. You know what I'm talking about? So if 200 rappers died, not even a worldwide pandemic could stop people from killing each other. Let's take a look back at all the rappers we lost in 2020. 200 rappers, right? Look, they give you the date. She died of an overdose, right? She's the first one, January 1st, 2020. I remember this story, right? I can't put the music on because I'm going to get flagged. Naj Murph, seizure, right? Gun violence, January 8th. You're going to see this shit all over. And most of them is all drill rappers. Gun violence, January 8th. 3 people died on the 8th. He died on the 8th, right? He died on the 8th. FTG Metro. And then another Boss Rico died on the 8th. These are like world star rappers, right? These are like world star rappers. Somebody heard of them. You know what I'm talking about? These are local rappers, right? Pop Smoke was very local until that nigga blew up. Okay? Local rappers become national and regional, and then they blow up. Y'all remember Fifth Ward Webby? So this is the reoccurring theme: heart failure, car crashes, and gunfire. See, y'all are seeing the remnants of gang war, right? This is what I've been talking about when I was telling you niggas about the drill, right? When I was telling you about the drill is real. The drill is kill music, and people are really dying. I've never heard 200 rappers die in 1 year, right? Sound like Pac, nigga. You feel me? I'm gonna put the music down, but I'm gonna let y'all see, you know, what's going on, right? I don't know the majority of these people, but this is talent loss. You know what I'm talking about? These are all talent, you know, and the bad part about it is that to die nameless, right? Yeah, definitely order out of chaos, you know, but I'm just walking you through the Kali Yuga. You know what I'm talking about? I'm walking you through the Kali Yuga. You know, I'm just showing you proof that the portal is open. But I'm saying that if 200 rappers die, right? Imagine how much of the young men in the streets and the women who are not rapping are dying. Because we got to deal with ratios right here. If 200 of them are dead, imagine how many of the youth. There's a war going on outside, my niggas. There's a war going on. There go Pop, right? February 19th, right? There's a war going on outside. And nobody want to talk about this. Nobody want to address this. Nobody want to say, yo, there's a problem going on. What the fuck is going on? Somebody said organ harvesting. Is it really what's no some of them is getting shot so much that you can't harvest their organs. They getting hit with choppers. You can't harvest the organs of a nigga to get hit with a fucking chopper. There is no organs to harvest. Young warriors with no guidance. No, young warriors in a deaf culture. Hip hop is dead. These niggas represent the underworld. Hip hop is dead. This is the remnants of after the death of hip hop. This is the underworld. This is the zombie phase of hip hop. This is the underworld. This is the death phase of hip hop. Nas said hip hop is dead. That was a spell, nigga. Is dead. And now it's deaf culture. Now it's deaf culture to whereas the OGs are dying of health related reasons and the young kids are dying. Look, heart attack. They dying off of the waka, you know, they sipping the lean and whatnot. They popping the perks. The perks got fentanyl in it, the fetty and whatnot. Niggas is ODing and whatnot off of pills, bro. Look, drug overdose. China Rogers, drug overdose. Little baby. She a little baby. Huh? And I'm not showing you all of this to get your feelings down and whatnot, but you know, I just went through a whole hour of naming a whole bunch of artists from my early days and whatnot that I came up and they affected me in a positive way. Fred the Godson, COVID, right? They affected me in a positive way. They affected me in a mature type of way. They helped me in my childhood coming up. What the fuck is the babies of when they grow up 20 years from now? They're gonna be like, yo, remember Nico Bands? Remember the top rank? Remember Pop Smoke? Remember all of them rappers that died, nigga? Remember Greasy E? You know what I'm saying? Somebody said stop listening. You damn right. You need to stop listening to this shit. You know what I'm talking about? You need to stop listening to all of this stuff. To be honest with you. We got tap back. We got to tap back into some fucking jazz, some Kenny G or something. I'm just playing, but yeah. Somebody said ego bass, heavy ego bass. It's called drill music. Nick Blicky, they shot him on Mother's Day with a shotgun. Right? The brother in Chicago who they killed his 7-year-old daughter, he got a video where he was pissing on the grave of his op. He was pissing on the grave of his fucking op, bro. There's a video online where he's at a gravesite in a full funeral in a cemetery, peeing on the grave of his enemy. The enemy is in the grave. He's gone. Peeing on the grave. So then Chicago put out a list of people who they're looking for scamming and whatnot, right? They scamming the PPP loans. So the Chicago PD put out a list where everybody that's wanted and it had their addresses on it. This dude, his address and his name was on a list. So his oppositions, his enemies saw that and they ran, they laid waiting for him, right? They figured that he'll come outside soon. So they was laying in the cut. He went to McDonald's drive-thru with his daughter. This is allegedly, I'm not Perry Mason. I'm not here to break the case. But he went to the drive-thru with his daughter and they ran up on his car and they hit it up. They wet his car up with submachine weapons and his daughter got hit, 7 years old, 6 times. Right? And he survived. He survived. He's out there telling the police to arrest the killers, right? And I'm only saying that to say that it's a vicious cycle that's going on, not just in Chicago. As you can see, all of these rappers are not from Chicago only. This drill shit and this quote unquote deaf culture shit has spread all throughout the South, everywhere where we are living at. Look, all of this is June, right? This is June 2020. Niggas was supposed to be protesting and marching for Big Floyd, right? They supposed to have been on some Black Lives Matter shit, but they start killing each other even more after George Floyd. You feel me? Even more and whatnot. So yeah, we in the Kali Yuga. We in the Kali Yuga. You know, we definitely need to shift the energy back to that day and time that I was just talking about, where the music was of a different frequency. I would just say that it was they tried to get the brother from Pretty Ricky yesterday and hit him up. Next, he said he got to learn how to walk and talk again. You know, I'm not going to keep showing you all of that trauma, all of that death, right? All of that black death and whatnot. Cause I don't, I'm just bringing awareness to the plight. I'm bringing awareness to the plight, but I don't want to hark on that. You know, I just want y'all to be aware of what might be going on, because everybody is not outside. Everybody is not aware of the plight or the wars that are going on in the hood. I got a t-shirt that said "Black men is not my ops." Where's that at? And I mean that. You know? I mean that. I can't help that certain people don't like me in this world. You know what I mean? I can't help that I might have a hater or two or stalkers. But nobody, I don't have, I don't feed into that. I don't feed into that. God bless their souls and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Lord, give me a sign. You know what I mean? May they be may they be forgiven in hellfire. So, gotta tell the gangs that. I ain't telling the gangs a goddamn thing. You don't talk about. I ain't telling the gangs a goddamn thing. You know? The war is within. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. The war is definitely within. I feel that a lot of the youngsters, you know, they start tapping into a certain frequency when they was like 11 and 12, when Chief Keef and them came out. A lot of them grew up on drill music and they wanted to emulate that lifestyle. And, there's enough media around them to feed that fire, you know. And we're not even going to get into we're not even going to get into how some of the younger generation, what their parents might have put them through, the environment that they grew up in, the trauma that they were subjected to by, just their environment. They're being groomed to be killers. They're being groomed to be killers. But these are and I'm not saying they're all like that, but there's a large majority of them that they're to be the first ones to say, yeah, that girl deserved to die when she got shot. She shouldn't have had that knife in her hand. Hands up, don't shoot. These are niggas that act timid when the police is pulling up. These are niggas that act timid and come up with excuses and try to be Perry Mason and be siding with the police. It be the same niggas. Hands up, don't shoot. Why they am I next? Or I can't. All of that. It's henceforth why, I'm ready to move somewhere where I don't have to deal with a lot of that, because I don't want to be around none of that shit. That ain't it. You know what I mean? That's not it, bro. It's not what life is about. You know what I'm saying? It has to be more to life than that shit right there. We out here talking about making all of this money in the crypto market, creating blockchains and all kind of shit. And on a flip side of that, we still got to deal with this toxic shit. You know what I mean? We still got to deal with all of this nigga shit. So we got to figure it out as a people, bro. Real talk. We got to figure it out as a people, bro. So yeah. But you know, other than that, everything is great. You know what I mean? Other than that, everything is cool. Other than that, life is beautiful. I'm not the type of person who I'm gonna address certain things and I'm gonna bring up certain things when they need to be brought up. So I don't want to bring nobody's energy down. You know what I mean? If your shit is down, rewind the fucking video and watch the 90s music. Or go in if you're of the younger generation, we gave you a whole lot of titles and artists. Go and dive in, do your due diligence, and go to your streaming platforms and play that music. Go to YouTube Music and just experience that sound that those artists and whatnot, those classic artists and those classic songs. You know what I mean? Go listen to some Shock G. You know what I mean? Go listen to Digital Underground. What was that? Sex Packets? Was that the name of the album? You know what I mean? Go listen to some Black Rob. What was the name of his first album? The Story, something Story. Nigga, go listen to some DMX. You know, you will have a better understanding of the wars that these young kids are going through, because it's like I was explaining to you when it comes to DMX. DMX is a personification of the hate that you gave little infants fucks everyone. And Tupac Christian that is thug life, right? Tupac brought it out, and people like DMX personified it. The hate, the life story, right? Black Rob's album, Life Story. The hate you gave little infants fucks everyone. So we're in a quagmire now because there's a whole new generation of little infants that's out here fucking everyone. You know what I mean? They're rambunctious, they're loud, they're abrasive, they're violent, they're horny, they're addicts, they're addicted, they have addictive personalities based off of conditions that they've been put in. And I can't point no fingers because the hate that you gave little infants fucks everyone. They got hate as little infants. Somebody gave them hate. So they were born with hate in their veins. You know what I mean? As crack babies and whatnot. They were born with hate. The mama or the father wasn't there. He might have got killed in them streets and whatnot. And they had to grow up with that type of resentment. They had to grow up with that type of pain. They had to grow up with that type of with missing a loved one and stuff like that. And that could have turned into hate. Hyper masculinity, being born into shit like that. That developed a type of hate. You know what I mean? The hate you gave little infants fucks everyone. When DMX went to jail at 7 years old, he went to juvenile at 7 years old. My daughter is 7. I could not imagine, right? I could not imagine a 7-year-old going through the system. But I remember when I was young, that shit was happening. So he was in there from 7 to 14. Whatever happened to him in that group home or in Spofford, right? That's where that's where they sent the young kids that was in jail, right? The youth facility, Spofford. Whatever happened to him was the hate. That was the hate. And DMX wasn't a hateful person if you really listen to him. You know what I'm talking about? He wasn't a hateful person, but he was being hated on. His mama kind of abandoned him. He was cold-hearted. He did a lot of things that he had regretted, so he had demons and he had shadows and whatnot. He was afraid and he was tormented by his shadow self. These young kids running around killing shit perks and Xannies and whatnot, on lean, high as a kite, out here just taking life and whatnot. Like, you know, the question still remains, do they even feel, do they even have a soul to feel the shit that they're doing? Do they feel responsible? You know, do they feel responsible? Do they feel like they regret what it is that they out here doing? So I think some people is too young to even know what that shit. Because when I was, to be honest with you, when we was young, it took us a long time to understand what the fuck regret was. Nigga, regret what? Regret who? We out here living, nigga. What you talking about? We riding. It wasn't no regret. It wasn't no regret. We was trying to be the man. And we was detached. And we had soundtracks to help us in our detachment. One of the soundtracks was DMX, and another one was Black Rob. And then the mixtapes, the locks helped us with our detachment. Street music, nigga. Let's not act stupid. You know what I mean? That was street music for the criminals. Yeah, they had club songs and everything, but there was still elements to their catalog that people out here taking penitentiary chances, who was knee deep in the trenches, was able to relate to, nigga. Who do you think he was talking to when he said it's dark and hell is hot? Niggas in Catholic school? Even though he was praying? You know what I'm talking about? He was talking to us. He was talking to the streets. He was talking to the trenches. He was talking to people who could relate to his pain because we heard it in the fucking growl, my nigga. When we saw Belly, we was activated. You know what I'm talking about? Slipping video. He was revealing himself. So even though he was in the streets, his honesty, DMX I'm speaking of, his transparency and his struggle was something that we gravitated to, because then we began to realize, yeah, we are struggling with our our consciousness. I wonder if the younger generation have artists that can appeal to them like that. I wonder if an NBA young boy or if Little Baby and whatnot, or Little Dirk for that matter, is appealing to their sensitivity, to where they're like, yo, that's a transparent artist. I could grow with that person, even though, because I could relate to where they at, because I know that this nigga's outside like I'm outside. I know that he's out here catching juxes and whatnot, like I'm catching juxes, or the crew is, I could relate to. I know he been where I've been. He might been deeper in the trenches than I've been. So that type of message that that their music, their image, everything that they portray, their archetype becomes magnetic. You become attracted to it because you see yourself in the artist. And I'm saying that because people live vicariously through rap artists. People live vicariously through the rap artists. Even though they have a mind for themselves, the culture is so strong. Remember, hip hop is called pop culture. It has permeated all walks of society, right? Hip hop and pop music is now pop music. It's pop culture. And the hip hop that's pop culture is drill music, gang banger music, killer, shoot 'em up, and fucking dope fiend niggas going ski ski with Young Thug, nigga. That's popular music now. That is, they playing music like that in Macy's, nigga. That's the new elevated music. They're playing music like that at the dentist office. Fucking Magda Stallion and Cardi B. They're playing it at the dentist office, nigga. Let's not even get into the reality shows. Yeah, DMX represents the Doogies. There was the children of the Kalima. Yeah, the Thuggies. The Thuggies. Many people look for themselves inside of the rappers. That's why the rapper's so appealing. Niggas wanted to be Tupac. You know? People wanted to be Tupac. People wanted to be Jay-Z. People wanted to be, you know, a whole bunch of people. There's shorties out there wanted to be Little Kim. Take it in the buns. They wanted to be Foxy Brown with a pound on the Greyhound. Some niggas wanted to be Nasir Jones, but nobody ever wanted to be Sharif from motherfucking. Nobody never wanted to be Sharif from Menace to Society. Right? Tupac was supposed to play Sharif. He got so mad at the role, he beat the goddamn directors, the Hugh brothers. They was twins. He beat both of them up because nobody wanted to be Sharif. Remember, Sharif was the conscious nigga. Sharif was the deep one. Sharif was the quote unquote book smart nigga, and they killed his ass in Menace to Society. And there was another level of, there was a Sharif in Boys in the Hood, and he got killed too. You know? Everybody wanted to be the gangster and the thug. They didn't want to be the conscious artist. They didn't want to be Mos Def like that. Niggas didn't want to be Talib Kweli. You know what I mean? They didn't want to be that. Not a lot of people in my generation. They wasn't trying to be Def Poet Def Jam poets, nigga. They wanted to be at Showtime at the Apollo. No, Pac was supposed to be Sharif. You know, Pac was supposed to be Sharif, and he wanted to be Old Dog. That's where the whole conflict came in. He wanted to be Old Dog. He didn't want to be Sharif. Yeah, Sharif was friend zone all day. Wasn't getting no box. He was friend zone. You know? Yeah, you was clown. You had to dumb it down around the knuckle draggers back in the days. Let's be clear. You couldn't be being like this. Like, I'm openly fucking conscious. You know what I mean? I came out the closet as conscious. Like, this was in the closet, nigga. You had to, like, you know, around my thuggy friends, you know, I can't show my true self. You know what I mean? This was in the closet. Acting like you knew something. Acting like, oh, you trying to kick knowledge, nigga? Oh, you trying to kick knowledge? Like Jay-Z asked Nas, oh, you trying to kick knowledge, nigga? Nobody wanted to be Ricky, right? Everybody wanted to be Doughboy. You know what I mean? Pac was supposed to be Jody. Oh, I couldn't see that. Oh man, that'd have been crazy. Books were ridiculed. Yeah, all of that. This wasn't easy. This wasn't accepted. This wasn't cool. This shit right here, this was not cool. This wasn't rewarded in your people wasn't trying to, you didn't have followers. This is some new shit. This is some new shit right here. This is a new paradigm that we're in. This is a new paradigm. This is not this is not what our culture was promoting, bro. See, it went, to be honest with you, the master teachers like Khalid Muhammad was popping, Farrakhan was popping. They had a lane, right? They had a lane. Oh, you Muslim now? No more dope game. The OGs had a lane, right? Khalid had a lane. He was militant. You know what I mean? Everybody was still wearing their X shirts and whatnot, but after a while, they was wearing jerry curls, cornrows. Niggas switched it up. So they respected the OG knowledge. They respected the front line. They respected some of the organizations, but they wasn't jocking that. The Million Man March, yeah, they pulled up, but niggas wasn't jacking that. They after the Million Man March, that's when gangster rap and a whole bunch of other shit started really taking off, and you know, streets and all of that. So Yeah, the master teachers were truly underground. Nobody knew about them like that. It wasn't like Bobby and Phil and niggas was on Dick Gregory and all that. No, like I said, Dr. Sabi, he's been out. You know what I mean? From the 80s. He's not, he just didn't come around. He just didn't come around. He's been out there. People were not gravitating towards that frequency. That they were the true, and they were the outcasts in our society. Even Tupac, he wasn't even, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, he was cooler. Him and Ice Cube was around Khaled a little bit, but they wasn't even really trying to shine light on. It wasn't like niggas was talking about Dr. Ben in their rhymes. Dr. Clark. You know what I mean? Like and Bobby and Phil and Delbert and all, they were really underground. They were not on the surface. They began to pop off during the lecture era. Uh this was like after 9/11. Well, a little bit for they came out, they had their first rise before Y2K. Then when Y2K didn't pop off, the lecture community began to die down, and then 9/11 happened, and then they popped back up. Dr. York was popping. Yeah, Dr. York was popping. Malachi Z. York was popping. Nas was talking about him. Sean Price. Yeah, but they was just mentioning it. It wasn't like they was running around yorked out. He wasn't in the video leaning and whatnot. They didn't go to it wasn't like they was going down to the property to do videos. They would drop some bars here and there. You know what I'm talking about? But not to where it is now. This shit has influenced a whole generation. It wasn't like that back then. We've come a long way. You know what I'm talking about? We've come a very long way. We don't get the credit that we deserve. And I'm saying, when I say we, I don't mean me per se. I mean the whole movement and the master teachers whose soldiers I stand on and whatnot. I don't think they don't get the credit that they deserve. Hell to the no. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here before I do a whole nother hour on some reminiscent shit, because I'm just in that mood right now. I'm gonna go listen to some of that music, get my mind right, go listen to some Shock G. I'm gonna listen to all three of those brothers who are in the ancestor realm and prepare myself to go and pay homage to DMX on Saturday at the Barclays Center. Or if I'm outside the shit, it don't matter. It's gonna be a party in New York. It's gonna be about 80 degrees. So it's gonna be a movie regardless. You know what I mean? And yeah. You think we pushed it forward, Jeff? Yeah, you think so? I mean, I hope so. I hope we didn't push it backwards. You know what I'm talking about? I hope we didn't push it backwards. When we do the crowdfunding for it, I just hope y'all throw some bread at it when we do the documentary, because of course it's gonna have to come out of our pockets. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even allow nobody, to I would have to do it. We would have to do it out of our pocket, and I don't want none of these niggas' hands in the pot. You know what I mean? I don't want too much outside influence, and I really don't need none of the help from other people that are out here doing documentaries. We would carry this one on our own. You know what I mean? So we would want the community to get behind us, because when other people put their hands in there, they'll try to change the story. They'll try to change the story. They'll try to tweak the story to make themselves look more effective than they probably were. You got to understand how that shit goes. You know what I mean? Like when you have executive producers, when you're in Hollywood and they're footing the money, that's when they start rewriting shit, and that's when they put their white friends in there and all kind of other stuff. KT with the Mortal Kombat breakdown. Yeah, I'm finna go see that with my son tomorrow. I need to see that on the big screen. You dig? But yeah, I'm out though. I'm playing music. Uh Shout out to Cambada. Spoke to the God today. We got some big things coming up. Salute to him. Salute to Rich. Salute to Blue. Salute to AA. Salute to everybody out there doing their damn thing. You know what I'm talking about? Don't partner with Nick Cannon. Nigga, what? I don't even think I would do a fucking CMOS commercial with Nick Cannon at this point. He's completely lost credibility like a mug, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna get on Nick Cannon's turban right now. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna get on his turban because, whew, I got some smoke for that young man. Am I gonna live stream down there? More than likely for the family. Yeah, I got smoke for that nigga. Oh yeah, we gotta play Purple Like Prince. You a legend. You're a legend. Yeah, we gotta play Purple Like Prince. Where it is Purple Like Prince? Oh, it's on the YouTube. Because today is Prince's look. I did Purple Like Prince the day he made transition. That's a fact. You can ask Cambada. You know I'm not capping. I made that song. I made the hook, really. I didn't do the whole song, but we made the hook the night that he made transition. I went to the studio. I did that 5 a.m, my nigga. Like 5 a.m. I broke day and we pushed that hook out. That came from the ancestors. Real talk. I did that off the top of my head too. You know what I mean? That was all free. That was a freebie. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, we're gonna end it on Prince.
He's in control. He's the master of his masters. I can do business with you, right? Master's talking to a master, not a master talking to a slave, a sovereign. I'ma license you, my materials. You don't own my materials anymore. But I'm gonna take the big chunk over here to the homie. That's why I have no issue with people calling him a master.
Shout out to Shula the Don.
Right. He's the master of his catalog.
To this day.
He's the master of his words.
To this
He's the
day.
master of his archive. You feel me? He's the master of his service. Very few artists have been able to achieve this, but the ones that have, we've seen a demise.
I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. Change it. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 We feeling the urge, feeling the purge. Buzzers electric, we feeling the surge. Feeling the words, killing the birds with immunity. Pillars of unity. This is the formula of Voltron. This is the age of the Ultron. This is the same stage as the Pope bomb. This is the sage you can smoke on. Copper pound. Came on the scene, I was copper down. All I was missing was copper crown. Summer 16, I turned copper brown. Look for revenge in the copper town. Copper New Jersey and copper crown.
He's the master of his catalog.
We're
He's the master of his
the
words. He's the master of his archive. You feel me? He's the master of the ceremony. Very few artists have been able to achieve this, but the ones that have, we've seen a demise.
Bang, bang.
I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 We feeling the urge, feeling the purge. Buzzers electric, we feeling the surge. Feeling the words, killing the birds with immunity. Pillars of unity. This is the formula of Voltron. This is the age of the Ultron. This is the same stage as the Pope bomb. This is the sage you can smoke on. Copper pound. Came on the scene, I was copper down. All I was missing was copper crown. Summer 16, I turned copper brown. Look for revenge in the copper town. Copper New Jersey and copper crown. 21 gun salute, jumper sound. My power pieces, the crystals be talking, the cloth that be talking. King County clothing, yeah, king of New York, and I'm Christopher walking, the missiles and balking. Pistols be talking, 21 hammers with country, the grammar, the broken, the English. Blah. I'm on 100%. 100. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The Netheroo circle the twins. 75 ever since. 70 wives in the Benz. Red and blue, purple like Prince. 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 Red and blue, purple like Prince.
Charges of federal, orders incredible, markers indelible, sparkers immeasurable. Sparking the medical, focus on pedestal, sharks for that revenue, hawks for what's settable. Heart full of vegetables, orders the vegetables, heart no cholesterol, sharp on those episodes. I'm on 100%. I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens. I need 100%. Go independent like Prince. I'm on 100%.
You look like Nick Cannon.
I like when summer begins. I need my hundreds and tens.
I need
100%. I like when summer begins.
Oh, McClyde. Select.